Hello, friends. Welcome to today's prediction on Betkraft. We're coming once again. Today being a very beautiful Monday morning, and as usual, we have so many games going on across the globe, as well as the European Championship that is currently ongoing in Germany. And today we brought forward three games that is going to happen today in European Championship, and as well as a game from Egypt, Zamalek Al Masari, and also we have a few games from Sweden and Norway. And then in the European Championship, we'll have Romania who will be up against Ukraine, the first match for the day, as well as the second match, which is Belgium coming up against Slovakia side, and also the last one being the match between Austria and France. It's a whole lot of wonderful encounters going on today, and we're taking our time to look into this game and made the very best possible verdict for these very encounters and brought it forward for you. For those of us who are coming across our video for the first time who are yet to subscribe, kindly take our time to hit the subscription button down there so that you don't miss out on our very wonderful content that'll be coming up every day on this very channel. Okay, that being said, let's head to the business of the day, and today we are starting with the European Championship match, the very first match for the day, which happened to be that match of Romania coming up against Ukraine. All right, as usual, we'll take a look at how these teams have fared from their recent encounters, and also looking at also the head-to-head encounters for both sides, if there's a record for head-to-head. But for the home side, Romania, we could see that in the past 20 games that played so far, they've been able to achieve 8 wins as well as 8 draws, but they've had 4 losses. In the past 20 games they've had. And also alongside they've been able to score 34 goals in those 20 games that they had, but they have also conceded 20 goals alongside. And on the other hand, their away side, Ukraine, actually having been able to achieve 10 wins out of 20 games that they played so far, but they've also had 6 draws as well as 4 losses as well. And they have scored 33 goals in those 20 games, but they have conceded 20. You see that these two teams are evenly balanced in terms of goals scored and also goals conceded, and very very close also in terms of matches won and matches drawn as well as matches lost. So it's a very very even side, and also you could see that the last 5 matches for the home side, Romania, Romania have been able to achieve just 1 win, which happened in 2023 November, where they played out a 1-0 victory against Switzerland, but they have had 1 loss, which came again in the friendlies against Colombia, where they lost out by 3 goals to 2, as well as 3 other draws that they had against Liechtenstein, Bulgaria, and also Northern Ireland. All right, but the away side, Ukraine, have had 3 wins in the past 5, but they also had 1 loss, which was against Poland, where they lost out by 3 goals to 1, and also a draw. They drew in the friendly against Germany. All right, and the last match they played prior to this very tournament, which was the friendly match against Moldova, we saw the Ukraine side coming up and winning that match by 4 goals to 0. It goes to show that their intent for this very very tournament, that they have come to actually do something positive in this very tournament. So putting all that together, we expect to see a result for the Ukrainian side. Seeing that they are possessing a better quality of players. And in this very encounter, our expectation is actually the away side, Ukraine, to either win or draw, and under 4.5 goals. So away win or draw, plus under 4.5 goals. That's our verdict for this very game, and that takes us to the very next for the European Championship. Also, we will have Belgium, who will be up against Slovakia. Okay, as usual, we could see that in the past 20 for the home side, Belgium have been able to achieve 13 wins out of those 20, but they've also had 4 draws as well as 3 losses. Okay, in the past 20 games that they had. And the away side, on the other hand, which is Slovakia, have been able to achieve 10 wins out of 20, and also they've had 5 draws as well as 5 losses in the past 20 games that they've had so far. All right, the home side, in the past 20, they've been able to score 37 goals, but also conceding 13, and away side Slovakia have scored 32, but have also conceded 18. All right, these two teams are very much in form. Seeing that Belgium, possessing a lot of stars in their squad, and also Slovakia recently have been winning their matches and scoring a lot of goals. It's a very tough one for me. But we take a look at how they fared recently. You could see that Belgium in the past 5 games have been able to achieve 3 wins out of 5, but have also had 2 draws. Those draws came in the match against Republic of Ireland, where they played out a 0-0 draw in the friendly, and also a 2-2 draw with England. And Slovakia, on the other hand, in the past 5 games that they have had, they've been able to achieve 3 wins as well, but they've also had 1 loss, which came in the match against Austria, where they lost out by 2-0, and also had a draw with Norway. Okay, in the friendlies, but the last match they played out was against Wales. We saw them defeating Wales by 4-0. All right, it goes to show that these two teams are high scoring teams, and are doing very well at the moment. And in this very encounter, we couldn't separate both sides, but we resorted to a corner decision, expecting to see a lot of actions in this very one. So this is a very intense match, and intensity results to more corners. So in this very game, we're going to see at least a minimum of 8 corners in this very encounter. Over 7.5 corner, that's our verdict for this very game. And that takes us to the next, which also is in a European Championship match, where we have Austria, who will be up against France. All right, Austria in the past 20 have had 12 wins. Also, they've had 4 draws as well as 4 losses. And away side France have been able to achieve 14 wins in the past 20. They've had 3 draws as well as 3 losses in the past 20 games they've had so far. And what you have noted is the fact that the French side, is a very powerful side. They've been able to, they've been scoring a lot of goals, and have scored a whopping 52 goals in the past 20 games that have so far, conceding just 17, alongside. So, it is a very good side, possessing a lot of quality. The likes of Kylian Mbappe, the likes of Giroud, and some other wonderful players that are there. Griezmann and the rest of them. And the home side, on the other hand, have scored 36 goals, but have also conceded 19. All right, bringing it down to the recent encounters, you could see that the home side, Austria, which have been doing fairly very well, seeing that they've been able to win 4 games in the past 5 games that they played so far, but they had just 1 draw, which was against Switzerland, where they played out a 1-1 draw. And we saw them defeating Turkey, in March this year, scoring 6-1 against Turkey side that is very good. And we also saw Austria defeating Slovakia by 2-0. So, and we also saw Austria defeating Germany, sometime last year, I think November last year, by 2-0. So it's a very strong side, also a side that is scoring goals against a top quality side. You can't take it away from them. All right, France, on the other hand, also have had 2 wins in the past 6 encounters, but in the past 5 encounters, they had 2 draws as well as 1 loss. They lost out to Germany in the friendly by 2-0, and they had a draw against Greece and also a draw against Canada, which happened to be the last friendly they played out before this very tournament. So in this very encounter, it's a very difficult match to predict, but we do expect to see a lot of goals flying in this one. Seeing that France have been able to score so much of goals, and also Austria has been scoring on recent occasions. So we do expect over 2.5, a minimum of 3 goals in this very encounter. That's our verdict, and that takes us to the next game. And the next game that we have is in Egypt, where we have Zamalek, who will be up against the Al Masry. Zamalek in the past 6 have been able to achieve 3 wins, but they've also had 2 losses as well as 1 draw. And their away side, Al Masry, have managed 2 wins in the past 6, 3 losses and 1 draw. Okay, and bringing down to how both sides fared from home and away perspective, you can see that the home side, Zamalek, in the past 10 home games have managed to achieve 6 wins, but they've also had 3 draws as well as 1 loss. And that loss came in the match against Al Ali, a very strong side, the strongest side in Africa entirely. The Al Ali defeating them on that occasion by 2-0. But their away side, Al Masry, have had in the past 10 away games, they've managed to achieve 3 wins, but they've also had 1 loss as well as 6 draws, playing from away. goes to show that they've not lost a lot of matches from away. Most of their away matches, always come out draw. And in this very encounter, we also see that, the last time both teams met, which was in, Al Masari was playing at home on that occasion. We saw them defeating Zamalek by 1 goal to 0. But in this very occasion, we've actually seen Zamalek having a great run of form, especially when they are playing both home and away. They've been able to win. They've been able to win 3 games out of their past 4 games that they played so far. So and also 1 draw. So we do expect to see Zamalek side either winning or draw, plus under 4.5 in this very encounter. So home win or draw and under 4.5. That's our value for that very encounter. And that takes us to the very next, and the next happened to be in Norway, second division, where we have Valerenga 2, who will be up against Tromsdalen. Okay, as usual, we take a look at how we fared from home and from the recent games, and then take it down to home and away perspective. You can see that the home side in the past 6 have been able to achieve they've lost the entire 6 games they played so far, and the away side Tromsdalen, on the other hand, have been able to achieve 4 wins, but they've also lost 2 games also. And taking a look at their performances from home and away perspective, you could see that the home side Valerenga have managed 3 wins in the past 10 home games, but they've also had 7 losses in the past 10 home games. All right, and the away side, on the other hand, playing from away, Tromsdalen have been able to achieve 3 wins as well from away, but they've had 1 draw as well as 6 losses playing from away. But what is prominent in this their fixtures is the fact that it has been producing a lot of goals, and you could see that the home side Valerenga in the past 10 home games have actually seen over 2.5 scoreline on 7 occasions out of 10. 70% of their home games have actually produced an over 2.5, and the away side Tromsdalen also have seen a very, very similar situation, seeing that the entire games that they played from away, in the past 10 away games, have actually seen an over 2.5. So in this very encounter, it is easy. We expect to see a lot of goals in this very one. Over 2.5, that's our verdict for this very game. Okay, and the next game that we have for you is in Sweden, Sweden's female team women division, where we have Häcken women who will be up against Vixo. Okay, Häcken have been able to achieve 4 wins, in the past 6, but they've also had 1 draw as well as 1 loss in the past 6 games they've had so far. And our side, Vixo have managed 2 wins and also 4 losses in the past 6 encounters. And taking it down to how both sides fare from home and away perspective, the home side Häcken women have been able to manage 7 wins out of the past 10 home encounters, but they've also had 3 losses alongside the 7 games that they've won. And away side, on the other hand, Vixo in the past 10 away games have managed to achieve victory on one occasion actually, but they've drawn 3 times. They've drawn 3 times, but they've also lost 6 times in the past 10 away games that they've played so far. And when you put all that together, it is the home side Häcken women that is actually fancied to rise to the occasion and pick up the spoils in this very encounter. It is Häcken, the home side, that's expected to win. Home winner outrightly, that's our verdict for that very game. And that takes us to the very next game, which happened to be the last for the day. It is in Sweden, Division 2, where we'll have Nyköping, who will be up against Active at the Bag. All right, Nyköping, the home side, have managed 3 wins in the past 6, but they've also had 2 losses as well as 1 draw. And the away side, Arvida Beg have actually managed 3 wins, but they've had 2 losses as well as 1 draw. And when you put when you check how they fared from home and away, you could see that the home side have achieved 6 wins from the past 10 home games. They've also had 2 draws as well as 2 losses in the past 10 home games that they have so far. And the away side also have seen 3 wins, and also 6 losses as well as 1 draw in the past 10 away games that they had. Also looking at the situation, we'll see that a lot of goals have been scored in this encounter, seeing that the home side have actually seen over 2.5, a lot in 9 games out of the past 10 games that they played so far have actually produced a scoreline that is actually over 2.5, and also their away side have as well seen over 2.5 on 9 occasions out of 10 too. A very similar outcome. So we do expect to see a lot of goals flying in this very one. It is an over 2.5, That's our verdict for this very encounter. And that concludes our predictions for you on Betcraft today. And I wish you the very best of luck, and I hope your ticket goes green. And also remember to play responsibly. It's only a football game. It can go either way. All right. That being said, tomorrow is another wonderful day, and we'll be coming up with our with our predictions here on Betcraft. So keep a date with us. Don't miss out. But until then, keep winning.